Hello everyone and welcome back to WWE Universe. I am your host, Jitch, and this is Friday Night SmackDown, the final Friday Night SmackDown before bragging rights. Kicking off SmackDown in a way you've never seen before. I need to turn the volume down. Man, this crowd is hyped for Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio has asked for one more chance tonight. One more chance to put the crew in their place. He has challenged Mark Henry to a one-on-one match here tonight. Finally finished with his forced tag team with Mr. McMahon. Thank the heavens for that. Rey Mysterio comes down here tonight and he wants an opportunity against Mark Henry. He believes he can put him in his place. He doesn't like the way Mark Henry acted last week. And even though it's none of Rey's business, he's decided to take action against Henry, smashing Cena face thrust through a car window. Well, he almost looked remorseful last week on SmackDown after putting Cena through that window. There was a look of concern and shock on the face of Mark Henry at what he did, but I gotta say, that seems like that's already been erased. Coming out of the ring tonight, he's got that same smug smile, that strut. I don't think he's very sorry. He's had a little while to think about it, and I think he actually quite liked what he did to Cena. I don't know what the future for Cena and the crew are, but I know that Henry has gone on record to say that they are his boys, not Cena's. He put the group together. Cena claimed himself to be the leader. And Henry has taken back what's rightfully his. Oh my goodness. That is a rather scary way to start a match.
Tell us about Rey Mysterio, King. This match is being televised around the world in 18
kind of already saying it all.
110 countries. Outside the ring, Mark Henry may be one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. But inside,
this is brutal. Rey Mysterio just getting smashed up to start off the match. I was definitely not expecting to see Rey get off to such a hard start. I mean, maybe elbow dropping his foot wasn't what I expected from Mark Henry either, but, well, you know, sometimes people just get a little crazy up in here. Oh, there you go. Rey trying to find some offense, some footing in this matchup. I think he might have it.
We're in the feeling out process here.
Oh, the feeling out process. I love the feeling out process. I'm tied up with Mark Henry. Rey Mysterio trying to pull off some kind of submission hold there. Here tonight on SmackDown, what can you expect? You may be wondering, well, coming up next, Justin Gabriel has said that he is issuing an open challenge, non-title, to anyone brave enough to step up to go one-on-one with him tonight. I don't know who's going to step up to the challenge, but Justin Gabriel, it doesn't have to be a light heavyweight. It's not for the title. It's got nothing to do with the championship. Justin Gabriel just wants to continue to show how ready he is. Oh my god. Ooh. For his one-on-one match with the Big Show this Sunday, as it's the light heavyweight champion versus the hardcore champion. Gabriel has got a really tough time ahead of him, but he's feeling really confident that with Brie Bella at his side, he can beat anyone, and that is why he has issued this open challenge tonight against anyone, preferably the bigger the better. I look forward to seeing who is going to be the one to come out and accept Justin Gabriel's challenge. We've also got the WWE Tag Team Champions, Christian and Tyson Kidd of the Misfits, and they are going to be going up against a tag team sent over from Raw, chosen by the Raw General Manager himself, Mick Foley. And then our main event tonight, we got a one-on-one match between the WWE Champion The Miz and someone handpicked by the ECW General Manager, Mr. McMahon. I'm very interested to see who McMahon would choose as a representative from ECW to face off against The Miz.
WWE's network television staple for over 10 years. Henry.
Ray's really trying to put a fight into this. I mean, he wanted to put Henry in his place. He wanted to show Henry that actually the way you've been handling things, beating people into a submission, that is just not the way to make things work for yourself. That's been Ray's message here. I mean, we all know that that's been Henry's solution for just about everything. Getting R-Truth to join him in the first place, beat the hell out of him backstage. Getting John Cena to join them, well, actually he didn't beat the hell out of him, he enjoyed beating the hell out of The Undertaker with Cena, is how those two became aligned. And then you fast forward to how he got Booker T in. Well, we kind of just ended up beating on Rey Mysterio together. Rey has had quite the issues with the crew, and that's what brings us to tonight as well. Obviously, Rey's been wanting to settle the score. No Mr. McMahon around to kind of hold him down. I think maybe a one-on-one match with Booker T or R-Truth would have been more up his alley, but he decided to go for the real muscle of the crew. This is, of course, an important match for Mark Henry just as well, though. This guy is going to be representing SmackDown as Team SmackDown's head captain. Rey jumps up to his feet. He's going to be representing as the captain of Team SmackDown as the crew. Booker T, R-Truth, Mark Henry represent SmackDown this Sunday at Bragging Rights against Team Raw. And here comes Booker T. Guess he just came out to celebrate with Mark Henry. I'm not really sure why else he'd be out here.
Here's your winner, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
All smiles once again. Confident that the crew will come out on top when SmackDown faces Raw in a 3-on-3 elimination match. There's our ever so beautiful crowd. If we move on, tag team action up next. The WWE Tag Team Champions representing the Misfits, Tyson Kidd and Christian, up against a team from Raw.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Misfits, from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 199 pounds, he is one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Tyson Kidd.
A newcomer to the Misfits, but a member nonetheless, Tyson Kidd, teaming up with Christian, won the WWE Tag Team Championships. We didn't even realize at the time how long this had been planned. Tyson Kidd and Christian were no strangers to each other when they agreed to team up and win that contenders match against the crew. This was a plot all along.
From Toronto, Canada, weighing 223 pounds, he is one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Christian.
I think one day these guys will probably get their comeuppance, but in the same sense, you know, I can say stuff like that, but I gotta really look at the scheme of things and remember, they didn't actually do anything wrong. Whether you like to admit it or not, the Misfits, barring the Miz, I said this last week and I'll say it again, these guys, they didn't exactly cheat their way to the top. They won fairly. Tyson Kidd was put into contention for the Tag Team Championship after losing the Light Heavyweight Championship to R-Truth for having unfinished business with the crew, specifically R-Truth. He chose Christian, whether that was already planned or not. They won the contenders match fairly. They then went on to beat DX fairly at Hell in a Cell. These two didn't really do anything wrong, other than Christian screwing Stone Cold out of the championship. But let's see who's representing Raw. Who's facing off against... Oh. Wow, okay.
And their opponents, Nightmare and Jetstar, the Disciple.
I guess Foley didn't want to send over any of the big guns. He wanted to keep them safe. Well, it is what it is. The Disciples of Darkness representing Raw. Kind of weird to see a Raw Tron on SmackDown, but there it is. Oh dear. I don't like Raw's chances in this one, I'm afraid. These guys do not have the biggest success story going for them. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. Jetstar and Tyson Kidd kicking off this tag team matchup. SmackDown and Raw colors kind of shown in this one, actually. I didn't really think about that at the time. Kind of a happy coincidence. Jetstar with a very quick uppercut there. I'm kind of curious to see what the Disciples can do when given this kind of an opportunity, facing off against the tag team champions. I mean, literally two of the least featured people on Raw as a whole. I'll say this is an interesting game. Is this Foley trying to get into their head and saying they're not worthy of a bigger team like Demolition or like Swagger and Edge or Team DZ? Or is this Foley having a bit more confidence in these two? I don't really know. Perhaps he just told anyone to head over to Raw to SmackDown and these guys just decided to take the chance. Who knows?
What in the world did Christian just do?
That was a DDT. Bulldog, actually, not a DDT. My mistake.
Counter. Christian
They're both slamming the opponent's face in the mat, but it's all about how you do it. Flapjack. Oh, almost caught him on the rope there. Still to come up next, Justin Gabriel's open challenge. Who from the SmackDown roster is going to step up and be his practice before he goes one-on-one with the Big Show this Sunday at Bragging Rights when the light heavyweight champion of SmackDown faces off against the hardcore champion of ECW. I've got to say that is a very interesting match coming up this Sunday.
Debilitating impact to the spine and back. Uh-oh.
Christian with a sit-out suplex. Okay. As I say, I'm not trying to verbally bury the Disciples of Darkness. I'd love to see them succeed, but their track record really isn't one that screams perfect for this match. You want Raw to look as strong as physically possible. It seems a little odd to send out guys with such lackluster backgrounds so far. What are the Disciples of Darkness's records even at? They're 1-1. They've only ever teamed up twice. As singles competitors, Jetstar is 2-5. 2 wins, 5 losses. And Nemesis is 8-10, which is a 6-7 this season. Last seen a month ago on Raw when he lost to Jack Swagger 1-on-1. A very, very peculiar choice for Foley to have gone through. I don't know if he's just trying to highlight them. Maybe he's hoping they'll beat Tyson, Kidd, and Christian and he can negotiate a trade, send them to SmackDown. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk down to these guys, but their backgrounds aren't great. That's all I can really say on the subject. Your Nemesis is a former world champion by technicality, but I can't say that really because when he held the ECW championship, it wasn't a world title. It's kind of an awkward one to say, but realistically, the only former world champions when it comes to ECW are Vader and Big Show, because it was only established as the world championship after Vader won it. If Barrett had retained, then Barrett would be recognized as one too, but Barrett lost it immediately. I might have to put like a little thing on the wiki page for ECW, like a little breaker that just says like classified as a world championship, and then that underneath. Because it was a tertiary title when when people like Nemesis and Terry Funk and Yoshitatsu held it. Sorry to deny you all your dream of a Yoshitatsu world title reign, but it definitely wasn't a world title reign at the time. Nemesis actually said during his reign that he wanted it to be treated as a world champion. He wanted to call himself the ECW World Heavyweight Champion, but he was not a world champion. That was just simply what he called himself during his reign, which came to a very quick end as he lost it right back to the guy he won it from. Great tag team chemistry between Tyson Kidd and Christian, but it's really not to be surprised by. Christian is a former WWE champion, and they managed to defeat former WWE champions to win those tag team titles. DX have said that they are planning on invoking their rematch clause soon. But of course, bragging rights comes first, and everything's already locked in. This match is filler enough. It seems like the one where I get to talk about the upcoming card. Oh wow, that was a really nice combination by Tyson Kidd. Let's talk about the bragging rights card that's coming up this Sunday, and you can tell me down in the comments below which match you are most looking forward to, and in fact, tell me what your predictions are as well as I say each one. Just write them down and then hit that post button when you're done. So of course we've got the 6-man elimination tag team match, which sees Team SmackDown's The Crew, Mark Henry, R-Truth, and Booker T face off against Team Raw, which is decided this Monday as the team of Edge and Jack Swagger, with the third man being the winner of the Battle Royal, and that third man was determined as Kane. Definitely not someone who's got any chemistry with them, but he is a big deal, so it could be what leads Team Raw to victory. We got from ECW, the Hardcore Champion, The Big Show, up against the Light Heavyweight Champion from SmackDown, Justin Gabriel. Then we've got from Raw, the Women's Champion, Karma, up against the Divas Champion, Beth Phoenix from SmackDown. From Raw again, we've got the World Tag Team Champions, the United Kingdom's William Regal and Wade Barrett, up against SmackDown's WWE Tag Team Champions. In action right now, Tyson Kidd and Christian. And then again, from Raw, we've got the European Champion, Drew McIntyre, who's going to be up against SmackDown's Intercontinental Champion, John Morrison. And finally, in the main event to determine the first ever winner of the Champion of Champions trophy, we've got a big-time triple threat that sees the Raw's World Heavyweight Champion, Sheamus, up against ECW's ECW Champion, Big Show, up against SmackDown's WWE Champion, The Miz. I'll be interested to see who you guys predict for each one, and which brand you think ultimately, by those results, will come out on top. As here's the pin on Christian, and he got it. There you go. Pinning Jetstar, as the Disciples of Darkness suffer their second ever loss in their third ever match. Things just keep on not looking up for them. But to be honest, it would have been pretty rough if they had lost. I mean, if they had beaten the WWE Tag Team Champions. Christian and Tyson Kidd have been through a hell of a lot already as the tag team, from defeating the combination of R-Truth and John Cena, right through to defeating the Generation X Shawn Michaels, Triple H to win the tag team titles. These guys have done really well for themselves really fast, and that is, I think, why they were able to come out tonight, and why they'll probably come out this Sunday, at least looking real strong if they don't win the match against Wade Barrett and William Regal. But now we move on to our next match. Who is going to accept Justin Gabriel's open challenge? I can't wait to find out. Here he comes. I'm very curious who's going to step up. Justin Gabriel has insisted he is confident Big Show can't beat him at bragging rights because he will never get the chance to hit him with that knockout punch. Gabriel is, of course, he's got quite the speed advantage against the... Oh my goodness. The Rock has come back to SmackDown. We've not seen him in months. Admittedly, this is a guy who came into this business as a very, very valuable name. I ain't gonna lie to you. He came into this series in Season 1 as a highly valued name. We were told the SmackDown general manager spent a lot to bring him here, and he went out of the first season with a 5-4 record, but so far this season, The Rock 1-4 with an overall of 6-8. He's really not been looking on the up and up lately. This is an interesting opportunity for him here tonight to try and step back into the spotlight and pick up a victory, as Brie Bella is obviously watching on very carefully. I have been very curious where this man has been. Has he finally managed to find himself? The Rock has not looked great as of late. This is an interesting opportunity here tonight. I think this is what he was waiting on, was an opportunity, an open challenge of some kind. Just the first chance to come his way, and The Rock steps up. Sending Gabriel crashing into Brie Bella. I mean, that's a smart move by The Rock. You can't fault it. This would only be his second win this season with 4 losses if he wins here tonight. Of course, if he loses, that's 1-5 record this season. Worse than ever for The Rock. This is a very, very important match for him. He really can't afford another loss. But Justin Gabriel needs every single bit of momentum that he can possibly get as he looks towards that match with the Big Show this Sunday, when the Hardcore Champion collides with the ECW Champion. Realistically, the best fighting chance Justin Gabriel had of coming out on top has already passed, and that was when Eddie Guerrero did not capture the Hardcore Championship. And I mean that in the nicest way to Eddie Guerrero, but the guy is a lot smaller. It's a much more even playing field.
Shot from Gabriel. Hey.
Justin Gabriel catches The Rock with a big suplex as he's trying to get into this one, and I think he's actually managed to find some kind of grounding, some kind of base to begin off of, and he managed to start getting some offense in. But their eyes always that white? They look like they're whiter than usual. I'm like really noticing their eyes all of a sudden, and I don't feel like I normally do. Rock once again using Justin Gabriel as a way of getting Brie Bella out of this match. He's seen what she's capable of doing. We all have. When Rock came into this business, when he came over here to SmackDown in 2009 when this all got started, there was high expectations for him of becoming a World Heavyweight Champion before long. Since then, The Rock has unfortunately just not had that much success. He's not been able to find himself on the top of the totem pole, being a big deal. Right now, this could be the beginning of that, as he really takes it to Justin Gabriel. Maybe sometime down the line, he can win the World Heavyweight Championship in, say, an Elimination Chamber, and then maybe Edge can win the Royal Rumble, and maybe we can get a great WrestleMania match in which they see whose chest can stretch out the farthest before the camera zooms farther and farther out until there's nothing left but a memory of what once was. Vintage Rock. Rock setting Justin Gabriel up center of the ring. I think Brie Bella's very happy with this. He's got a lot of work to do. People's elbow. And The Rock going in for the cover. And of course there's Brie Bella's distraction paying off for The Rock. But I mean, realistically, paying off for Justin Gabriel. But realistically, you know, with all due respect to The Rock, it is just an elbow drop. He's got better moves in his arsenal than an elbow drop to begin with. Not particularly the kind of move that should be winning matches. Otherwise it would win right there.
This could do it.
Referee just really wants to go see Brie Bella. She kind of missed her cue. It's not the referee's fault. Justin Gabriel really hanging in there. And he just kicks out. Okay, well, Brie Bella's once again paid off for Gabriel, and the referee getting right in her face, and I think he just told her to get out of here. So I think this has now become a one-on-one match between Justin Gabriel and The Rock.
The tide has turned again. They're gonna fight to the end.
Gabriel, I don't think he's realized that his secret weapon is gone. He's managed to last 5 minutes with The Rock, or maybe The Rock's managed to last 5 minutes with Gabriel, I can't tell. I mean, right now I gotta say that I'm definitely not seeing Justin Gabriel as a favorite in this match. Still to come, we got that main event up next. Who is going to be representing ECW when they face The Miz one-on-one? I can't wait to see. The WWE Champion was supposed to compete last week in the main event, however, that was scrapped. As we all know, he wasn't able to compete simply because John Cena was attacked in the parking lot. I'll tell you what, I don't think that The Miz had anything to do with that. And now The Rock going in for a sharpshooter. Is this going to be enough? Justin Gabriel desperately trying to reach for the ropes. He's not tapping out. And he eventually had to give up. He was so close, but I think the referee was just kind of in his way, to be honest. Sometimes these referees need to know better. Let's hope this is the beginning of something for The Rock. It would be really good for him to actually be able to step up. Well, hold on a second. What the hell are you doing? I don't understand what this is all about. Well, he's already in the ring and ready to go. When we come back, we're going to find out who his opponent is right away. But The Miz, I guess, decided to tell him to get off his spotlight. He's ready. Who's The Miz going to face from ECW? We find out next. We are back here on SmackDown. As you can see, The Miz still just posing away after attacking The Rock, who's been helped out of the ring. Serious strike to the face from the championship belt. But here comes ECW's representative at long last. Uh-oh.
And his opponent from Long Island, New York, weighing 287 pounds, Mick Foley.
Well, you kind of forget Mick Foley's on the ECW roster, being that he's the Raw general manager. But I think I know what's going on here, and I don't particularly love it, to be honest. Vince McMahon, the general manager of ECW, was given an opportunity tonight. He was given two choices, the way he sees things. He could send out someone big from ECW and try to send a statement to SmackDown, or he could send a part-time wrestler who's a member of his roster, but a full-time general manager on Raw right now, and try to humiliate them for simply running the show that he runs, and he went for the latter. Don't get me wrong, Mick Foley is an incredible talent in and of himself. This is actually going to be for a pretty great match, if I had to guess, but Vince McMahon, obviously, you know, if it were any other situation, I think he would have sent out an Ezekiel Jackson or a Vladimir Kozlov, something along those lines. Sometimes he sends out Mason Ryan, and I don't honestly know why. I think he just wants to take the loss that week. But to send out Mick Foley, to me, that says simply he just wants to screw with Mick Foley. Foley's in a really weird, tight spot right now. You know, he's passionate about his job as a wrestler, and he's got to represent ECW, but he's just as passionate about his job as the Raw general manager. We know that. And that's why this is an awkward spot for Foley to be in. I mean, in a way, I guess McMahon maybe doesn't realize what he's done, because in a way, a victory over The Miz tonight could just be a victory for both in the mind of Mick Foley. It doesn't necessarily have to be all that.
This is why it's so smart to have somebody in your corner sharing insight and words of encouragement.
Yeah, well,
John Morrison trying to motivate The Miz, and well, that didn't exactly work out very well for him.
And he does it one more time.
Can't believe bragging rights is just this Sunday. I think The Miz is in for a shock when he faces off against two, no disrespect intended, but two further established world champions. Admittedly, Big Show has only been holding that championship for the same amount of time as The Miz, but I definitely think the Big Show has done a lot more in the last 2 weeks than The Miz has. Even if The Miz comes out on top against Mick Foley tonight. Big Show has been successfully defending the Hardcore Championship the last 2 weeks on ECW, and he went through a 3-on-1 gauntlet to get the championship opportunity in the first place, and he beat Vader inside Hell in a Cell to win the championship. The Miz got 3 other guys to help him beat down the champion, and then he just hit his finisher and pinned him. He's a talented guy. I've said this before, it's like the Intercontinental Championship reign of The Miz all over again. He's a very talented guy. He absolutely deserves to be a champion in the business, but I think he cheats a little too much. Sometimes he relies a little too much on extra help, when in reality he is just a talented guy and he could easily win things all on his own. Just want to hit that move like once. Referee flooring The Miz. Gotta love when that happens. It really adds a lot to the match. In the corner goes Mick Foley as The Miz. Trying to put him in his place. Foley's been a little bit rusty in the ring as of late, as he's been so focused on being the general manager of Raw. Is that superplex going to be it? No, not even close. Foley's got a lot of fight left in him, and The Miz drops him with a DDT. Is that going to be enough? Foley showing that heart of a warrior that we know him so well for. Okay. Skull crushing finale. The move that The Miz won the WWE Championship with. Just dishing out move after move, and Foley just still kicking out at 1. You gotta keep in mind that Foley is a tough guy. He's got an ECW background that goes to another company called ECW that existed before the one that we have now. Not much of one, but he's got one. He likes that extreme wrestling. More of a WCW background than anything, but we don't talk about that company. A WWF background, but again, we don't talk about that company. TNA background, but again, we don't talk about that company.
An aggressive shot to the midsection.
I'm warning you, I will count you out. 4.
Ooh, a hard Irish whip.
5. Wow, nice reversal there by Foley.
Well, he's got a lot of fight in him still, and you can tell.
That might have knocked out one of Foley's alter
Not every day you see it, but the skull-crushing finale just did not get the job done on Mick Foley. Foley bleeding now, but he was able to still reach out and grab those ropes. Miz is doing everything he can to wear out Foley. As I say, the durability of Foley is there still. The guy's still got his fighting spirit. But the ring rust is really showing true at the moment for Mick Foley.
Oh boy, Mick ate that one. Oh, this is awesome. Listen to the Miz talk trash. Yeah.
Why'd they like half-ass the Miz's taunts and stuff in this game? The fact he's got like no entrance gear and stuff. I always just found that really weird. Miz dragging him, and his entrance is wrong. It's just very strange. Skull-crushing finale on Mick Foley for the second time after busting him open. And unfortunately, the durability of Foley could only keep him alive for so long in this match. This was a brutal, one-sided match. Miz showing, again, what I've said before. There is a ruthless, strong fighting spirit behind The Miz. When it comes out, he's great. He didn't need John Morrison tonight, but he had him anyway. Well, congrats to the WWE Champion, The Miz, and I guess a congrats to Mr. McMahon for getting to screw with the Raw General Manager, as I'm sure he enjoyed that. Thank you all for joining SmackDown, where this Sunday that man will meet Big Show and Vader in a Champion of Champions triple threat to find out who's going to be the holder of the trophy. And uh-oh, I think Vince might have gotten exactly what he was hoping for here. Mick Foley has been hurt. He took a lot of damage to the head in this match. I hope he's going to be okay.